Hey everybody, Mr. Youngman here, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at how we can get our materials for our movie poster or magazine cover assignment in class. I'm going to start just by going to images.google.com. One really important note as we're getting started here is that we aren't going to be really worrying about copyright restrictions for the sake of this project. If we were doing this for real, we would want to make sure we're only using materials that we have the legal copyright rights to use. So getting started here on Google Images, let's say maybe we're making a bakery magazine cover here. So I'm going to search for maybe cupcakes. And there's kind of a couple different ways that we can approach this. First is going to be looking for stuff that already has the background cut out. And second is going to be cutting out the background on our own. Starting off with that first approach, I'm going to go to Tools up at the top, go to Color, and select Transparent. And this will usually give us a decent amount of results that already have the background cut out. So maybe I want to use the shot of 4 cupcakes here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard, click on this image, let go of Control, do Open Image in New Tab, switch over to that new tab, and then finally hold Control, click on the image, let go of Control, select Save Image As, and we'll want to make sure we are saving this into our own personal folder on our desktop. So I'm going to my name here, and we'll call this I'm creating a new folder. We'll call this the magazine project. I'm not sure why it didn't show up on screen, but I was able to type that in there. So magazine project, and then I will just save that into that folder, keeping that nice and tidy. Now this particular one downloaded as a WebP format. So there's a chance that we're going to have to convert that. And in fact, let's take a look at that process right now. I'm going to open a new tab and just search for WebP to PNG converter. I might link one of these online if I can find a good one. But this first link seems like it'll work all right. I've used this before. I'm going to hit this drop down arrow, select from my computer, go to desktop, scroll down to my name, go to the magazine project, and then select the WebP. And the reason we need to convert this is that Photoshop, I don't believe, is compatible with WebP files, but we are able to convert it to, if we select this drop-down list, select PNG, we can convert that to a PNG file. And I'm just making sure that there's no important settings in here. It looks like we're fine, so I'm going to leave this as is. Don't need to worry about that. And we're just going to select Convert. And that should go ahead and convert our file for us. And then we can just go ahead and select download. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm putting this into my own personal folder on my desktop. And we can just save that in here. And now we have a version of that photo that we are able to use inside of Adobe Photoshop. And just to confirm that, let's go ahead and open Adobe Photoshop. Just going to our spotlight search at the top right, searching for Photoshop, and hopefully you'll have already created a custom document at this point for the project, but if not, that's all right. We'll be able to take a very quick look at how that process works as well. So Photoshop is going to go ahead and open up here. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new document, doing create new over on the left. And for the sake of this project, we're going to be doing print, and it will be 8.5 by 11 at 300 ppi. I want to change my color mode to CMYK because we do plan on actually printing these, at least for the current year. And we're going to go down and select Create. And this will give us our blank magazine page. I'm going to go to Finder and locate the image that we just converted from a WebP format to a PNG format. And that should be inside of my folder here. There we go, magazine project. And I want to make sure I'm taking the time to select the PNG version. So drag that from my Finder. It's giving me a little bit of trouble today. Drag that from my Finder. Well, it looks like it's not going to want to work that way for today for some reason. Let's try that one more time. Nope, no luck. I'm going to back out, go back into the magazine project, and we'll try that one more time, just see if that works. And looks like it's really not going to play nice today, and that's fine. We have a different way of getting this in here. We're going to go up to File at the top, and then we're going to go to Import, File, and then we'll do place embedded. We'll do place embedded. And then we'll go to desktop, scroll all the way down to our name, magazine project, and we'll select that PNG. And as you can see, like we mentioned before, that WebP format is grayed out, which does mean that it will not open inside of Adobe Photoshop. So it's a good thing we converted that earlier. We're just going to select place. And you'll see that that has inserted this into our Adobe Photoshop document. And we don't really want to take the time to demonstrate that this is in fact transparent, but I can assure you guys that this is transparent and it does have the background cut out. So that is going to be our first thing that we are able to do here for getting assets. Returning back to Google Chrome to get our second image. If we want to use an image that doesn't have the background already cut out behind it, well, that's completely okay as well. We're going to maybe use this cupcake right here. It looks pretty tasty. So I'm going to click on that cupcake, hold Control, click on the cupcake, let go of Control, and we're going to do Open Image and New Tab. And just like before, we'll switch to that new tab, hold Control, click on the image, let go of Control, select Save Image As, and once again, making sure that this is inside of our magazine project folder, and we will select Save. Now switching back to Adobe Photoshop, we're going to open up that image, and I'll try my preferred method first, which is just dragging it from Finder. We'll see if it works this time. So dragging from Finder, Vanilla Cupcakes, straight into here, and this time it does seem like it will work. Who knows why it works on some days and why it doesn't work on others, but it is what it is. Once this is inside of our document, we're going to go ahead and select this check mark at the top. Then we're going to do select at the top, and we're going to do select subject. And we need to make sure that we have our Vanilla Cupcakes layer selected. If you're following along step by step, this should be selected by default just because we've already imported it. And when we bring something into Photoshop for the first time, it will be selected by default. Now I am seeing that we have a few stray edges here with the sprinkles. We're not going to worry about that for the time being. We're just going to kind of leave this as is. So you'll see we have these dotted lines around the cupcake showing that it has successfully selected our cupcake, which means if we go ahead and click on this layer mask button at the bottom of our layers panel, that will cut out our cupcake for us, and we'll be able to move this around however we need to. So just moving that around, and you can see we have in fact successfully cut out the background because it's not covering up these cupcakes down here. And just to prove that the other ones are transparent as well, we'll switch this layer order, move those cupcakes on top, and just like before, we can see that we have cupcakes upon cupcakes. We have cupcakes for days around here. So that was a very quick walkthrough, just trying to keep this as brief as I reasonably can, showing you how you can get some material for your Photoshop project. Things like text, of course, you'll want to be creating and adding inside of Adobe Photoshop itself instead of pulling from online. And you'll be able to use things like blending options, fonts, and colors in order to make it look more presentable. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Thank you so much for checking this video out, and I will see you all back in class. Bye now.